Here are my top 10 English loan words that are now part of the Tagalog vocabulary. Kumusta po kayo? My name is Jay. I'm a Filipino and I call Metro Manila in the Philippines my home. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go Tagalog, your guide in your journey in learning a beautiful language, Tagalog. This week, the people of the United States are celebrating the 4th of July. Now, in a special video I did on the Philippine Independence Day, I talked about how the United States granted Philippine independence on July 4, 1946, only to be scrapped in favor of June 12, the original date of the Declaration of Philippine Independence in 1898. It's a complicated story. You can check out that video I did, and I am providing the link in the description down below, so please do check it out. Now, the relationship between the Philippines and the United States is a complicated one. We fought against each other during the Philippine-American War of 1899 to 1902. We became an American colony for half a century. We were allies during World War II. And we have a standing defense treaty that is in effect even up to now. There are over 1 million Filipinos living in the United States right now, and the US remains to be the dream destination of any Filipino immigrant. Throughout the relationship between the Philippines and the United States, the Philippines became one of the top English-speaking countries in the world. In fact, the Philippines has the largest English call center industry outside of the US. It is no surprise that tons of English words have been adopted into Tagalog. Here are my top 10 English loan words in Tagalog. English loan word number 1, basketball. From the word basketball, the number 1 sport in the Philippines. You can use it in a sentence like this. Ang basketball ay ang paboritong laro ng mga Pilipino. Basketball is the favorite game of Filipinos. Basketball was introduced by the Americans into the Philippine public school system first as a women's game in 1910. The Philippines played in the Olympic Games in 1936, finishing 5th overall. The first commercial league was the Manila Industrial Commercial Athletic Association, or MICAA, which was established in 1938 and operated until 1981. Currently, the Philippine Basketball Association, established in 1975, is the second oldest continuously operating professional basketball league in the world after the NBA. English loan word number 2, Biscuit. From the English word, biscuit. Hard bread snacks have been popular since Spanish time. They were called many names, like bizcocho, galletas, broas, lenguas, and many more. It is believed that the Americans brought biscuits into the Philippines that were hard, thin, crackly compared to cookies. One of the oldest, if not the oldest Filipino companies that has continuously been making biscuits is La Pasita Biscuit, established by a guy named Luis Martinez, who got the name of the brand from the name of his wife, Pasita. Now, let us use this word in a Tagalog sentence. Mahilig akong kumain ng biskuit. I love eating biscuits. Please note the Tagalog word mahilig is equivalent to the English fond of. However, mahilig is not a substitute word for the English word love in the romantic sense. There are other words to describe romantic love in Tagalog, like pag-ibig or mahal, which we can talk about some other time. English loan word number 3, boxing. From boxing, another favorite sport of Filipinos. Before the Spanish and American colonization of the Philippines, Filipinos had already their versions of boxing, locally known as suntukan, which means bare-knuckle fighting in Tagalog. It is generally believed it evolved from the Filipino knife-fighting martial art known as kali. During the Spanish colonial period, Kali was outlawed, which drove this martial art into the underground and developed into fist fighting known as suntukan. Modern boxing was introduced by the Americans in the 1920s. It is believed that the Philippines has three golden ages in boxing. First, in the 1920s, with the legendary Pancho Villa becoming the first Asian world champion. Then in the 1950s, with Gabriel Flash Ilorde winning multiple titles for more than 7 years. And then in the 1990s, with the most famous Filipino fighter of all time, Manny Pacquiao. You can say, mahilig ang mga Pilipino sa boxing. Filipinos love boxing. Again, you will see the Tagalog word mahilig in this sentence, which is the equivalent of the English word fond of or like. Notice that mahilig is at the beginning of the sentence. This sentence is actually in the VSO structure, while the English translation is in the SVO structure. We will be covering this in future videos. English loanword number 4, jeepney. Also spelled jeepney, from the English word jeep. Jeepneys are the most popular mode of transportation unique to the Philippines since after World War II. These are converted from surplus U.S. Army jeeps the Americans left behind after World War II. Filipinos rented the chassis and reconfigured it with two long parallel benches with passengers facing each other to accommodate more passengers. Here is a Tagalog sentence with the word jeepney. Ang tatay ko ay tsuper ng jeepney. My father is a jeepney driver. In this Tagalog sentence, you will find the personal pronoun ko. I will be talking about the entire table of Tagalog personal pronouns in the next 8 or 10 videos. It is a huge topic, so that's why I need to break it down into several videos. So please do check it out. Now, back to jeepneys. Foreigners visiting the Philippines refer to jeepneys as some kind of bus. Honestly, Filipinos just couldn't wrap their heads around this description. For us Filipinos, jeepneys are not buses, but a separate category of transportation on its own. That is why even the Philippine government has an official designation for it. They are called Public Utility Jeepneys or PUJs, as opposed to Public Utility Buses or PUBs. English loanword number 5, ketchup, from ketchup. If there is one great American contribution to Filipino cuisine, that would be ketchup. However, Filipino ketchups are not the same as the sour tomato-based American type. Our ketchup is sweeter because it is made from banana. Yes, banana ketchup. Filipino food technologist Maria Orosa is credited in inventing this product. Since tomatoes are not plentiful in the tropical climate of the Philippines, but bananas are. The first mass-produced banana ketchup in the Philippines was introduced in 1942 by a guy named Magdalo Francisco Jr., who founded a company called Mafran Ketchup. The brand name was actually taken from his name. Magdalo, Ma, Francisco, Fran, Ma-Fran, Mafran. Got it? Banana ketchup is the condiment of choice of Filipinos for almost any dish. Be it fried fish, fried chicken, pork chop, burgers, fries, and hot dog. Heck, we even have ketchup with hot dog on spaghettis, which would make any Italian cringe. Well, you can say, masarap na sausawan ang ketchup. Ketchup is a delicious dip or condiment. English loan word number 6, Isputing. This is an expression that means someone is putting on his best dress or being smartly dressed. It is not exactly known how this word came about. Some say it comes from the word sporting, like sporting his best dress. Some say it comes from the phrase is putting on a fashion, like someone is putting on a fashion. Both claims are plausible. Sporting is putting on a fashion, is putting, yeah. You may hear this sentence. Wow, isputing ka ngayon. Wow, you're smartly dressed now. This translation doesn't make sense. It's kind of weird. But it's like saying, hey, you're looking great. Be careful though in using this expression. If you are talking to someone under 30, you will sound old-fashioned because this expression actually became popular in the 1970s. Also, I have never heard this expression used on women. I honestly don't know why. English loanword number 7 is Istambay. Istambay is also shortened into tambay, which comes from the English word standby. Now, if you are on standby, you're actually doing nothing, being inactive, and waiting for something to happen. In Tagalog, istambay or tambay occupies a wide range of meaning, evoking an equally wide range of conditions. It can be used to describe someone in a negative light or in a benign sense. They are both a noun and a verb. Let us use them as a noun. Si Don ay isang istambay or tambay. Don is a bum. The context here is that a tambay is an unemployed person, which is a condition by the person's choice or by chance. Now, depending on the condition, people will have different feelings toward the tambay. Now, let us use it as a verb. Tara, tumambay tayo sa bahay namin. Come, let us chill out at our house or our place. Here, tambay means to chill out with friends, expanding the meaning of the word tambay into lounging around. Istambay or tambay can also be used as a root word to create new words. For example, istambayan or tambayan or a hangout place. Like, pupunta kami sa istambayan or tambayan namin. We're going to our hangout place. In this context, the speaker is referring to a regular hangout place. English loanword number 8, racket. From the English word racket, meaning an illegal scheme. In Tagalog, it has retained its English meaning, an illegal activity. But it has also expanded its meaning to include a gig or someone's temporary source of income to someone's actual job or what he is up to. Let me illustrate these different definitions. You may hear a news report on radio like this. May bagong racket ang mga kriminal. The criminals have a new racket or illegal activity. In this sentence, it retained the original English meaning of racket. Let's try another sentence. May bagong racket si Peter. Peter has a new gig. The sentence structure here is exactly the same as the sentence structure in the first example. So what is the difference? Well, context. In most cases, this will mean Peter has a new gig. Now, if Peter is a known criminal, then it would mean that Peter has a new racket or Peter has a new illegal activity. Now, let's try another one. Let's just say that you bumped into an old friend you haven't seen for a long time. You may ask, anong racket mo ngayon? What do you do now? Or what are you up to now? In this sentence, the speaker is actually asking the other guy's job. Believe it or not, it is actually a form of greeting. And the other guy is expected to reply what he is up to. Which brings an interesting question. Are Filipinos nosy? Well, generally, yes. But that's a topic for another day. English loanword number 9, tricycle. From the word tricycle. Tricycle is also spelled tricycle as in English. This is a motorcycle with a sidecar used as a form of public transportation or motorcycle taxi found in every corner of the Philippines. And I mean every corner. Every town would have its own unique design, particularly of the sidecar. You can say, tara, sumakay tayo sa tricycle. Come, let's ride a tricycle. No one really knows the origin of tricycle. Some speculate that this is most likely derived from the Rico Type 97 military motorcycles used by the Imperial Japanese Army in the Philippines during World War II. Like jeepneys, tricycles started appearing after the war. Even though the origin may be Japanese, and the motorcycles generally Japanese brands like Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Honda, the name tricycle is derived from English, which means 3 wheels. And just a reminder to foreigners traveling to the Philippines, never call a tricycle tuk-tuk. It is not a tuk-tuk, it's a tricycle. Got it? English loanword number 10, Wais. From the English word wise. In Tagalog, wais is a street slang that means someone is not only being wise, but being streetwise cunning, or even shrewd. You may hear this phrase, ang wais mo naman, you're so shrewd, which is actually a complaint that someone is being unreasonable. It is very easy to understand how the word wais came about. You can imagine an American saying wise and a Filipino hearing wise, which evolved to wais. Interesting, no? There you have it, my top 10 English loan words that have found their way into the Tagalog vocabulary. Do you know of any other English words that should be on this list? If you do, then please comment in the comment section down below. In my next video, I will begin my discussion on Tagalog personal pronouns, so please do not miss that. And please consider liking this video, it will do a lot for this channel. Maraming salamat at hanggang sa susunod!